apparently very comfortable for the chasing side. Remember, the totals between 120 and 140 have been chased on more than one occasion on this very surface. Can it happen again? This was a tactical decision taken at the toss, conscious decision by KL Rahul to want to chase. And so far, it's been all Punjab in terms of the total that they've restricted Mumbai to 131 for 6, and then a very satisfactory 62 for 1 in 10 overs with the skipper himself striking it only 100, but that is all pretty much that's required. I'm in the company of Pommie Mbangwa. We all expect twists to happen in that second half of a Chennai innings, be it batting first or batting second. Have they done enough to avoid that twist?
Yeah, before I answer your question, I want to add another sort of tag to what you said. You said, I think, a calculated decision, a conscious decision. I think I'll also say a brave decision for a side that's not been going so well in their batting to decide that, hey, look, we'll bat second and chase, even though this might seem like the harder thing. And they've gone quite well. As far as the twist is concerned, I don't think it would be unexpected. I think, however, it's a question of the pressure of the finish line getting closer and closer and something happening close to the finish line, like a sprinter as he runs up and, lactic acid hits at the wrong time, say 400-meter runner, and sort of 40 meters from the line, he's a long way in front of everyone. And you see visibly that he's slowing drastically and everybody else is catching up. Whether he kind of falls short of the line and doesn't quite get there, or dips and not quite quickly enough, and it's the blue that goes first, I don't know. I don't think so, actually. I think Punjab have got it covered. I think because of the nature of the total, at the back end, though, there's the difficulty of hitting those boundaries. If they manage, which they look like they are, to just put ones, twos, overs of 4 and 5 as they go along towards that total, should it get difficult, they have the manpower to be able to strike quite well to kind of get themselves out of trouble. And it's not going to be a case of you need to hit 2 boundaries to get out of trouble. You need to find 1, and then you go again as you go along, So, yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think for Mumbai, it's exactly that they want to try and push them to that situation where at a critical time, when someone's chewed up some of the deliveries, you can get a new batsman in, because starting on the surface is particularly hard. Doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter how little the score looks like it is. Starting on this surface that is turning, that is holding, is going to be difficult. If someone walks in and they say, oh, let's choose a pedestrian run rate that you can go after in 2020 games, 6 and over, 6.5 and over, come in and start there, it will be tough. So yeah, there might be a bit of a twist. I still expect, though, that it'll be the red that be ahead at the end.
Red ahead, but what about the resources that blue have? Quick glance at whether they have enough variety in that. Krunal Pandya is someone who normally in this kind of a surface would have done something different. 2 overs for 22. Maybe that's not where they'll be going to be able to go back to. Hardik, we've not seen him bowl. Kieron Pollard, maybe the man for the situation here. But really, it had to come from Krunal, from Rahul Chahar, Jayant Yadav. Have they done enough so far?
Yeah, so I think Rahul has bowled particularly well. I think you can see that Chris Gale's just nursing him, as is the case with KL. They have identified, and you remember at the start of the day, Sean saying World Cup team, CHA, then take your pick, and in reference to how well Chahar is going, and also saying that maybe he's that guy who you just look after. Don't get out to him, because then you open the door, and if he's got a few more overs, then he can get some more people out. The overs that will be important, I think, are those of Jayant Yadav. I think they're going to be particularly important. If Mumbai are going to win this, his 3 overs that remain have to be really good overs. And of course, there'll be the left arm spin as well. And should it go well in terms of those spinners, then he might well turn to, depending on how many are left, he might well turn to one of Pollard and try and sort of go with those cutters to see how that goes. But it should be interesting. You'd rather, though, be in the Punjab camp at this stage.
Yeah, they've gone ahead and thrown all their resources by the 12th over has been bowled or is being bowled by Rahul Chahar. So he's using all his 4 overs up in the hope to just prize out this partnership and try and get a new batter in there. Not happened so far. Just a final one. I know you're leaning towards red, but quick word on KL Rahul. Normally, we would have been having a discussion on strike rates and does he need to talk about it in this match, in this situation? Ideal.
Yeah, and exactly that. And remember, I was saying that they seemed in the previous game like they were addressing an issue for a different pitch on a pitch where they required to just bat normally, and they went out too hard in the previous game. And this time around, he's worked it out to perfection, used the power play, and then nudge it around, make sure that you're the in man and guide the chase all the way there. So he needs to be that guy. He's in, what's he on, 30, mid 30s. He's got to be the guy who's getting 40, 50, 50, 60 actually it needs to be, and seeing the side over the line.
Well, there you have it. It's very much leaning towards red. I can tell you what, if the color turns from red to blue, we will have quite an animated discussion at the end because it'll need a bit of an implosion. We've seen it happen before. It was off Rahul Chahar, but we don't expect it to happen this time around, but it doesn't always go that way. We'll see you at the end. This was Cricbuzz Comm. We'll see you towards the end.